We don't get any chances.
Good evening, everybody. I call to order this regular meeting of the Elk Grove Park District. Today is March 25th, 2021. Kelly, can I have roll call, please?
President O'Malley,
Here?
Commissioner Cook,
Here.
Commissioner Walls,
Here?
Commissioner Bianchi,
Here.
Commissioner Sauer.
Here.
As president of the Park Board, I have to make the following determination. It is neither practical nor prudent to permit the public to physically attend tonight's Park Board meeting for the reason that the continuing pandemic threatens the health and well-being of the public in all or part of the jurisdiction of the district, and because public participation attending tonight's Park Board meeting is available via remote means as allowed by this year's COVID-19 related amendments to the Open Meetings Act, and also due to the continuing restrictions on in-person gatherings imposed by gubernatorial orders and health-related disaster declarations. For these reasons, I've also concluded that it is unfeasible to allow the public to physically attend this evening's Park Board meeting. Therefore, tonight's Park Board meeting is being held for the public by remote virtual means, and more specifically through the Google Meet platform per the information set forth on the posted agenda for this meeting. Our first order of business is approval of minutes. I need a motion and a second to approve March 11, 2021 Committee of the Whole meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Cook,
Yes.
Commissioner Walls,
Yes.
Commissioner Bianchi,
Yes.
Commissioner Sauer,
Yes.
President O'Malley.
Yes. Next, I need a motion and a second to approve March 11th, 2021, the regular meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Walls,
Yes.
Commissioner Bianchi,
Yes.
Commissioner Sauer,
Yes.
Commissioner Cook,
Yes.
and President O'Malley.
Yes, Kelly. Public communication, comments from the audience. Any comments at this time? Nobody is present. Do any staff or commissioners have any correspondence to share with the general public or with each other? Hearing none, we'll move on to recommendations for acceptance of an approval. First up is approval of pay request number 18 from Williams Architect for professional services and construction administration at the golf course clubhouse and maintenance facility in the amount of $9,393.35.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Bianchi,
Yes.
Commissioner Sauer,
Yes.
Commissioner Cook,
Yes.
Commissioner Walls,
Yes.
and President O'Malley.
Yes. Next up, I need a motion and a second for acceptance of a bid, and this is with alternate number 1 and the voluntary alternate, from Integrity Sign Company of Mokina, Illinois, for the Fox Run Golf Links Project Monument sign bid package number 4-10 in the amount of $37,000.
So moved.
Second.
Any comments or questions regarding this one?
So our original sign, or what we have now or had now, is on the south side of, we're going to the north side of the entrance? That's correct? Okay, thanks.
Any other questions or comments regarding this acceptance? Hearing none, Kelly, roll call.
Commissioner Sauer,
Yes.
Commissioner Cook,
Yes.
Commissioner Walls,
Yes.
Commissioner Bianchi,
Yes.
President O'Malley.
Yes. Next, I need a motion and a second for acceptance of a bid from Insane Impact of Waukee, Iowa for the purchase of a 17-foot by 10-foot mobile LED screen trailer in the amount of $121,500.
So moved.
Second. Go ahead, Tom.
That's fine.
Tom, would you like to talk about this a little bit? I know this has been something that you've wanted for quite a while.
No,
It's gonna be on Lonsdale.
Yeah.
Lancaster.
I wouldn't say it's just been me, but it's an item that we had seen at one of the conventions several years ago, and we had talked about, getting one for Elk Grove, thinking it would be a nice amenity to give some free activities to the residents, movie nights in the parks, use the golf course for different events, as well as now with the summer concert series, have an additional visibility with a nice LED screen up there for the people in the back that aren't in the front row. So a number of uses that we thought we could use it for, and it was lucky enough to be able to fit into our budget this year, and we're able to get it. So I'm excited about it. I think the residents will enjoy the use, and I think there's some programming we can do that will bring it to community movies or neighborhood movies in different parks versus just always at the pavilion or at one location, so.
Yeah, and I wouldn't put any commissioner on the spot, so, if they were against it, but
I was.
No, we're not talking about this. We're talking about the potential, we have a great partnership with the village. So if they see a need, to use this, I would hope that we could work with them and let this be one of their assets at the same time.
I doubted this all along until we saw it in the parking lot. It's amazing. It's like, all of a sudden you take a look at it, you're like, there's 1,000 things you could do with it as soon as I actually saw it.
Yep.
It'd be cool.
So the one question, we had talked about when we saw this, the speakers, are there speakers going on this? Did we just say that, or?
No.
Okay.
Yes, Commissioner, Pierre, go ahead, you want to explain it?
Yeah, so we had originally budgeted $100,000, and we included an FM transmitter and marine grade external speakers at additional cost for that, but we have waterproof, really great sound systems that will.
And this will be stored at, inside?
Yeah, we'll store it indoors here.
Okay.
Lancaster and Arlington Heights. Roll call, please.
You could just leave it at Marshall.
Can I first clarify who did the second? I'm not.
Give it to
Okay, yeah.
All right, I just wanted to clarify that. Okay, Commissioner Cook,
Yes.
Commissioner Walls,
Yes.
Commissioner Bianchi,
Yes.
Commissioner Sauer,
Yes.
and President O'Malley.
Yes, and I agree. I think the residents are really going to like this. Next up is I need a motion and a second for acceptance of bid from Musco Sports Lighting LLC of Oskaloosa, Iowa for the purchase and installation of 4 50-foot light poles at the Clark Park tennis courts in the amount of $109,800.
So moved.
Second?
Anybody want to talk about it?
Yeah, question, I got a question real quick. There's no light there currently, so is this gonna, what time is it gonna operate until?
So-
And it's gonna be tied into our lighting system, obviously, so we have
Yeah.
control over on and off.
So it'll be timer only, so it won't just be on indiscriminately. You'll have to go onto the courts, it's set a timer, either 60 minutes or 30 minutes or whatever, it'll run, but it will not run past 10 o'clock at night in the summer.
Okay, that was all I had.
Any other questions? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Walls,
Yes.
Commissioner Bianchi, Commissioner Sauer,
Yes.
Commissioner Cook,
Yes.
President O'Malley.
Yes. Okay, we're at item 5E, approval of pay request from C. Acitelli Heating and Piping Contractors Incorporated for services and materials for the 2020 Pavilion dehumidifier replacement project in the amount of $17,100.
So moved.
Second?
Unless there's any questions or comments, roll call, please.
Commissioner Bianchi,
Yes.
Commissioner Sauer,
Yes.
Commissioner Cook,
Yes.
Commissioner Walls,
Yes.
President O'Malley.
I can be louder than Bob. Yeah! Recommendations for acceptance of approval, we're at 5F. I need a motion and a second for acceptance of a bid from Perry Weather of Dallas, Texas for the purchase of 41 outdoor warning system units, 5 weather stations, installation and software in the amount of $334,544.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion regarding
I just
this?
had a question. Are they also gonna remove the current Thorgard, or are we doing that?
We'll do that, so, we'll do the removal, and Perry Weather says they average like 5 to 7 units being installed per day. So we're gonna work with them to determine with their installer, which ones we'll remove like the night before, so we don't have a lapse in service.
Okay, so this does not include them removing them,
That we'll take 5 out, they'll put 5 on, we'll go on ahead of them, and we'll work right in front of them.
okay. And what happens, is there any, I'll call it for salvage value for any of the Thorgard parts or equipment?
I just talked with the guys about that, there might be, I mean, the solar panels and batteries might be able to be salvaged, but for what purpose, I don't know, but it'll be a lot of them, so.
So you could build another system that doesn't work.
I don't, so
Well, I don't know if
we won't just, I mean, we'll probably end up tossing or recycling the actual static electricity detectors, because they're all steel. We'll probably scrap the steel, but we'll keep the panels and batteries. You know, whether it's for some sale in the future, or if we can.
Yeah, I mean, there might, I
repurpose it.
assume Thorgard knows if they have other customers that would use any of the equipment that we have for parts, that might, we might be able to get some resale on it.
As long as we're not yet accepting liability for the
Right.
performance of those said parts.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
I was just going to thank the mayor and the trustees. They have stepped up. We did not come to a consensus at the Park District for the purchase of this Perry Weather system, and they found value in it village-wide. So they are actually going to make the payment to us, and then we're going to maintain it over the next 10 years. So I do want to thank them. I want to take a couple comments out of my committee of the whole meetings, because we had a demonstration 2 weeks ago, and I just want to give a couple comments that the public can see what we're purchasing here. This individual, Zach Howard from Perry Weather, gave the presentation on how this system works. He stated it is a full-service weather system that includes software and on-call meteorologist that you can email or call for forecasts, and an on-site alert system that includes sounds and lights. There's also a web dashboard that our park staff will have access to. They can set up alerts on different days and times based on scheduled activities. Also, since this system is digital, there's various parts of the system that can give active shooter messages, tornadoes, etc., or any kind of comments we want to make. So I found that very advantageous to not only the parks, but the general residents. And like I said, the village has stepped up to do this, and then we've signed a 10-year agreement to maintain that. So go ahead, John.
No, I was hopeful you would explain that the village really has taken the lion's share of this, and I want to thank them. This has been on my radar for 5 years when the Thorgard system was starting to disintegrate, because no other word than it. We've had some lively debates over this forever, and I've never stopped saying that this is important to the village, because I believe it's the one thing that everybody in the village can use. And not everybody plays sports, not everybody goes to a senior center, so I'm extremely happy we got this through. I'm extremely happy the village came and helped us get this through. Yeah, I'm just extremely happy we passed this point finally.
I think you said it very nicely. I agree exactly with what you said, Commissioner Wells, and I would like to thank the village, the mayor and the trustees for doing this for the village, because I think it is, putting, as Commissioner O'Malley said in his quote, it's putting the safety of our residents up for, first. So, thank you.
No problem. I'll also point out that John and Bob, you guys probably owe the mayor and the trustees a little bit more than the rest of us, so. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Sauter,
Yes.
Commissioner Cook,
Yes,
Commissioner Walls,
Yes.
Commissioner Bianchi,
Yes.
President O'Malley.
Yes. Last on the recommendations for acceptance of approval is an acceptance of a bid from Advantage Pavement Solutions of Joliet, Illinois for the installation of a concrete ramp at community athletic fields in the amount of $42,006.04.
So moved.
Second?
Any discussion regarding this?
Well, I just want to say I'm really glad that this is happening. I know we received a number of complaints, especially people getting up to that west field, that it was very difficult because of this pitch on that path up there, especially if it was wet, kids falling with, cleated shoes, whether it be soccer, softball, baseball, or football. And I think this is going to be a pleasant addition to that park.
Here, here.
And safe.
Was there a motion and a second, Kelly?
Yeah.
Commissioner Wallace was the motion and Commissioner Sauter was the second, is that correct?
Any other comments regarding this topic? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Cook?
Yes.
Commissioner Wallace?
Yes.
Commissioner Bianchi?
Yes.
Commissioner Sauter?
Yes.
President O'Malley?
Yes. We're at committee reports. I'd like to start with the capital projects, and that's Commissioner Cook. Tom?
Yes, the capital committee did not meet, but we did discuss at the committee of the whole tonight, the dog park and looking at a location back at Udall Park, away from the residential housing and moving it basically the dog park print to the northern part of the park and ComEd's property that backs up to industrial buildings. So we did give the go-ahead for Tim to move forward with ComEd to get more specific instructions and authorization from them as to what they're going to allow, and then to hold a public hearing for the residents in the area to give their input on any concerns, as well as soliciting the public for any amenities that they'd like to see in the dog park. There's quite a few dog owners there, so at the time we have that public hearing, we'll be also soliciting ideas from those that will be using the park in the future.
Tom, can I interrupt you right there to finish
Yeah.
off my committee of the whole from 2 weeks ago? And because we're looking back at Udall again, because Executive Director Curcio had no update from Cook County regarding Woodland Meadows, which is at Rowling and Beister Field. So the fact that we think that the Cook County Forest Preserve is going to come back as a no, as a matter of fact, they're not even, allowing us a presentation. So that's what's directing us to go back to Udall, a different area of Udall.
Correct.
Because Woodland Meadows, which is all 5 commissioners and probably staff's preferred choice, is no longer a possibility, or it doesn't look like it's going to be a possibility.
Correct.
That's all.
The Cook County Board said that they are not interested in an additional dog park in Cook County Forest Preserves. They have 3 or 4 already, and so, yeah, it wasn't even gonna hit the committee that looks into dog parks. It wasn't even gonna get a look at it, so, in looking back at we asked staff to go back and look at the different locations that we have available. They feel that Udall Park is still a good location, and so we're going to try and move it to a different area. The original plans that we had at Udall was much closer to residential housing. We had residents concerned there because of the close proximity to their backyards. The plan that we have now is moving it to the northern part of the park up by the basketball court and Sled Hill, which is away from the residential housing, and up towards the butts up to an industrial building on the north side and apartments on the east side. But there's plenty of room to buffer that apartment complex with both landscaping and distance, and still give us 3 to 5 acres that we need for the size of the dog park. So obviously, before we move forward, we are gonna hold a public hearing, and that's what we've given staff okay to set up. Once we've confirmed with ComEd as to, exactly what piece of their property we could use, and any type of fencing restrictions that we'll have to put around the towers that they have there. So more to come in the future. The public will know about it well before we do anything further, so I just wanted to let you know it's on the radar, and that's what we're looking at, so.
And one of the other advantages potentially is the fact that we would not need a brand-new parking lot coming off of Kent, which is what some of the people did not want, it's so.
Correct.
Creating a brand-new parking lot there was upwards of $400,000, so just getting this agreement with ComEd and potentially going back to the original Udall parking that we have certainly keeps $400,000 not only in the Park District's coffers, but I think you don't have to worry about some of the residents worried about us parking off of Kent.
Right. We also discussed tonight at the Committee of the Whole, the J.C. Park redo or remodel, and it's one of the parks that we're going to invest up to $300,000 into renovating that park. It's about 17 years old. So we're going to have kind of a wow factor at that park that we're looking at with the equipment we're going to put in. Once again, that will also, we'll have the neighbors in that area around that park invited to an open house to review some of the equipment. And I see Tim's there. If you want to come up and share a little bit of that with the public, that'd be great.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that there will be 2 public meetings held to get some feedback on the new playgrounds at J.C. Park. First one is going to be virtually April 7th at 6 p.m. And then the second one will be the following week on the 13th, in person, weather permitting, on the site of the J.C. Park at 10 a.m. So one in the afternoon virtually, and then one in person in the morning. Hopefully anyone interested can attend one of those 2 meetings.
Okay, and so can you share a little bit about the virtual, how that would actually work?
There will be signs put up at J.C. Park, and then there will be a link set up that we will share through marketing, and that'll be through Google. You'll just click a link and you'll be able to view a presentation that the Parks and Planning Department will put on and share details, and that'll be a short Q&A and a comment section at the end of the meeting.
So will they be able to get that link off of our website?
So you'll be able to get the link off the website. I'll work with Kelly to get it on social media, and then I'll do yard signs with a QR code and the website link on the sign, and they'll be probably on Tuesday of next week. Those signs will be up at J.C. Park and various nearby parks.
Okay, great. And that ends my report for capitals.
Okay, any questions for Tom? Thank you, Commissioner Cook. Finance Committee, Commissioner Souter, please.
I want to say a couple things up before I start reading off the numbers. First of all, these reports are going to be through February 28th, 2021, and I just want to remind people when they're listening to these numbers that last year, January and February, we were wide open. So, of course, there was some drop-off from last year to this year. So that said, Cook County has extended the deadline to May 3rd, 2021 for the first installment of property taxes. Collections are down slightly, but comparable to fall 2020 collections with a similar extension. Staff will continue to monitor. Corporate fund, all expense categories are under budget. Net year-to-date of $271,000 is compared to a budgeted $56,000. Recreation fund admissions are $101,000 compared to a budget of $139,000, and it's about a 52% drop from last year when we had through February $210,000. Program fees were at $120,000 compared to budget of $189,000, and this is about a 63% drop from last year where we had almost $80,000. All expense categories are under budget. Net loss of $62,000 compared to a budgeted loss of $175,000. And a couple other things too. Pavilion Fit. Two of our biggest components of this, or one of our biggest components of this, is Pavilion Fitness. Revenue is about 40% of 2019 year to date, and expenses are about 83% of 2019 year to date. So in other words, we have to keep putting the money in to that facility, and yet we're not getting the revenue because of the COVID-related closures. Golf fund, all expense categories are at or under budget. We have a net loss of $96,000 compared to a budgeted loss of $121,000, and that's with 0 paid rounds through 2/28/2021. The course is now open and rounds being played, so we expect that to improve dramatically. In fact, I didn't ask Brad for numbers for March, but I'm sure
I got you covered.
it's going pretty well. It's going well, right? Yeah. January and February were way down, way lower than 2020 and 2019. Even last year, February, we enjoyed some unseasonably warm weather. And that ends my report.
Any questions for Ralph? Thank you. Committee of the Whole, that's myself. We met an hour before our regular meeting on March 11th, and I told you about the Perry weather system. That meeting was on the Perry weather system and a discussion on the dog park. So thank you, Tom. And then we met a half hour earlier tonight being March 25th. Continued the discussion on the dog park that Commissioner Cook updated you on, and also discussion on J.C. Park playground design that you guys just heard about. So those were the three topics amongst the last two committee of the whole meetings. That's all I have. Athletic Committee, Commissioner Biedke, please.
Okay, so practices are kicking off soon, dependent on weather and field conditions. March 29th will be travel soccer, April 1st for travel baseball, April 5th for house soccer, and April 10th for house softball and baseball. House softball registration has closed. There were 193 individuals that registered. House baseball registration deadline is April 1st, and there currently are 193. House soccer registration deadline is tomorrow, Friday, March 26th, and currently there are 100 individuals signed up for that. Travel soccer, there are currently 10 teams from U8 through high school this season. Football and cheer registration is open. For football registrations, we have 11 tackle and 1 flag. The chair registrations, 9 flag and 2 competition. The first game is this Saturday, March 28th, and the game will be away. And only home game is Saturday, April 24th. Travel baseball is finishing up indoor training, and they're preparing for outdoor practices. And basketball, they just recently finished their Friday night clinics, and they're wrapping up their clinics, and that's about it with basketball. So that concludes my report. Thank you, Tiffany.
Any questions for Bob? Thank you. Golf Course Committee, Commissioner Wells. Go ahead, John.
Thank you, Ralph and everyone. We had the best March ever in the history of Fox Run in both rounds played, and then of course in $20 fees as well. So all it takes is a couple good weekends in March, and you can beat the record previous.
6 days to go, too.
I know, and it looks to be somewhat nice. All golfable.
Wear your rain gear.
Yeah, well, next weekend, hopefully. They are setting up the range. The range will more than likely be open on Saturday of this week, but the forewarning is you really do need to call. It's a day by day this time of year, even with the range. So call ahead on the range, but it should be open Saturday, weather permitting. Junior golf sign up is now open. Dennis Negretti out there has done a remarkable job on this for years and years. I highly recommend the program. For the price, you can't beat it, especially for the little guys to start into the sport. He does a really nice job, so that'll be online. And then we have in the last few years, and they've extended it through the PGA, and it's called Youth on Course. You sign up online and you get a card, and participating courses, which Fox Run is, it's $5 to play 9 holes of golf for that junior with his card, and that's on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday, all after 4 o'clock. But it makes total sense because the kids are out of school, they get over there by 4 and they can get 9 in, and it's a great way to grow the sport, and it's a great program. Nothing else to add other than I'll be able to tell Tom he'll have a workable lightning detection system there this summer. Don't know when we're gonna put those in. I mean, to circle back, is that this summer or next?
April.
In April?
I can't do it.
Okay.
There was one.
All right, any other questions or comments? All
I
right.
had a question, but you threw me off with that one.
All right, you're good then, Ralph?
You can come back to it.
I'll come.
Okay. Thank you, John. Youth Committee, Commissioner Biedke.
As a reminder, youth scholarship applications are available through Elk Grove Village, at the Village Hall, at the Elk Grove Park District Pavilion, I believe Haddendorf as well, and the Elk Grove Public Library. They're also on all 3 websites. So please, as a Elk Grove resident, senior, please, there are 7 scholarships that the youth committee will be giving out, 5 from the village and 2 from the Elk Grove Parks Foundation. So get an application, fill it out, and submit it.
All good?
That's it.
Any questions for Bob? Thank you. Adult Center Committee, Commissioner Cook, please.
Yes, the Adult Senior Center is slowly getting its members to come back. They had 450 members in February that participated in their different activities. They have a lot of events. If you get the Buzz, check out the Buzz, you'll see that a lot of daily and weekly activities, including billiards, bingo, bridge, bunco, canasta, chair exercise, ceramics, pinochle, poker, Shanghai rummy, Wii bowling. A lot of things going on over there. So it's time to get back, and now that we're all getting our vaccinations, to try and get back and get active again. Speaking of our vaccinations, we had 71 seniors that did sign up through the village for their vaccination program, and then once again, thanks to the village trustees and the mayor for setting that up. We had several members take advantage of that. And then lastly, I just want the new park adjacent to the senior at the Haddendorf Center. The ribbon cutting will be on Saturday, June 12th, so mark your calendars, from 10 to 12. We'll do the grand opening there. And that ends my report.
Any questions for Tom? Thank you. Old business.
I don't even know if this fits in old business. I did want to say, anybody who, this is a thank you to EGTV Channel 6 and for broadcasting the Elk Grove High School football game last week. And for those of you who did see it, Commissioner Walls and Jim, I can't remember his last name.
Jim Crimmins.
Crimmins, yeah, did a wonderful job of announcing. It was awesome, and you could hear the venerable Ken Grams in the background announcing over the PA system. It was really fun to see that out there.
He was
the
the only
result
one.
wasn't so good, but
Ken was the only one that knew what he was doing, really.
no, you guys did a great job. You really did, except for the dead air at halftime.
They turned us off.
But no, great job. Job well done.
Just to piggyback on that, Channel 6 does an awesome job. There's only like 4 of them. And I just got an email about all the high school sports they're gonna try to broadcast in the spring here, and we're gonna try to cover them all, but, and I know they run replays and repeats, but, it's a lot of fun to do, and I think there's more people watch it now, even on Facebook Live and stuff, because I was kind of trending, like I watched our meeting to see how many people were watching. But especially in this day and age, it gets grandma and grandpas and aunts and uncles and cousins and stuff to actually take a peek at their kids play high school sports, which to me is just the funnest thing in the world to watch. So, and thanks for the answer on the playoff system during the game. I finally corrected my error on that, and that came from Commissioner O'Malley. So,
Okay.
Well, and I think it should be noted too that this is even a more valuable service now because each player is allowed two tickets per game for
Agreed.
the varsity. So there was the only opportunity for a lot of grandparents
and that's for the home
siblings
team.
and
Sometimes the visiting team's only allowing 1.
Yeah.
So, but they do a nice job, and we do a nice job too, promoting that through social media, that Facebook Live, like this, what this meeting is on now. So hopefully we can keep getting the word out. But it's a pretty aggressive schedule for 4 or 5 different sports all the way up through the end of the year. I think there's a badminton one, which I did once and I'll never do again. It's impossible, but there's softball, baseball. So it's just something to watch out for. I enjoy the heck out of it, more so knowing that some parents and grandparents get to see their kids play. So.
Well said. Okay, Ross, Debbie, Beth, Scott, I'm working on them. It's not Channel 6. I know it's EGTV, so
Sorry.
I'll keep working on them, so go EGTV.
It's still the Sears Tower, right?
Okay, yeah, exactly.
So,
Any other old business?
Hey, Grandpa.
Hearing none, let's go to new business. We have adoption of ordinance number 419. This is an ordinance amending and supplementing ordinance number 417, i.e. an ordinance providing for the combined annual budget and appropriation of funds for Elk Grove Park District, Cook County, Illinois for the fiscal year beginning January 1st, 2021 and ending December 31st, 2021.
so moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Bianchi?
Yes.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry.
No.
You can do that.
I can.
Yeah, it
Yes.
doesn't matter. Start.
Yes, you can.
Okay. Commissioner Sauer?
Yes.
Commissioner Cook?
Yes.
Commissioner Walls?
Yes?
President O'Malley?
Yes.
I would like to clarify, mine is a yes. Because I said no at one point, so it's a yes.
Okay, we're at payment of bills. I have 3 dates, March 11th, 2021, in the amount of $51,372.18. March 11th, 2021, P-cards in the amount of $74,833.59. March 18th, 2021, in the amount of $665,399.72.
So moved.
Second.
Any comments, clarifications, questions regarding these 3 sets of bills? Hearing none, Kelly, can I have roll call, please?
Commissioner Walls?
Yes.
Commissioner Bianchi?
Yes.
Commissioner Sauer?
Yes.
Commissioner Cook?
Yes.
President O'Malley?
Yes. Our next meeting date is going to be April 8th, 2021 at 7 o'clock right here. It'll also be done virtually again tonight. Right now I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Ooh, I think,
Kelly, you just call it. That's what Kathy does, so.
Okay, John?
okay, second.
I win.
And a roll call.
Commissioner Sauer?
Yes.
Commissioner Cook?
Yes.
Commissioner Walls?
Yes?
Commissioner Bianchi?
Yes.
And President O'Malley?
Yes, thank you, everybody. This meeting is now adjourned.